Lesson 4.1, Earning Money. Welcome to Chapter 4. So in Chapter 4, we're going to talk about earning money and the different ways we earn money and the different places that our money goes once we've earned that money. So we're going to start talking about the different ways to earn money. First, we'll look at salary. So one way to be paid for a job is salary. Salaries are often based on an annual or yearly amount. Fixed payments are made at regular intervals such as weekly, bi-weekly, which means every 2 weeks, monthly, or semi-monthly, which means twice a month. There are some other options to be paid, but those are the most common. So when we're talking about a salary, most people who earn a salary put little consideration to the number of hours they work as far as their pay is concerned, because in a week, whether they work 36 hours, 45 hours, they're going to get the same paycheck because their paycheck is based on a yearly amount that is broken up into even increments. So it's important that we understand what each pay period represents. So if you're paid weekly, there are 52 weeks in a year, so you're paid 52 times a year. If you're paid bi-weekly, that would be 26 times you would be paid. There are 12 months in a year, so if you're paid monthly, you would get paid 12 times in a year. And semi-monthly, if you get paid twice a month, you would get paid 24 times. So we're going to use those numbers to help us determine paycheck amounts based on salary. The first activity. So in this activity, I've given you a list of 4 different yearly salaries, and we have to determine each paycheck. So for example, the first one, $56,256. If that's what this person makes in a year, what do they make in a week? What do they make if they're paid bi-weekly? What do they make if they're paid monthly? What do they make if they're paid semi-monthly? So to do that, for example, weekly, so if you make $56,256 a year, you want to break that up into 52 equal pieces to determine what you're going to make weekly, since there's 52 weeks in a year. So we would divide the yearly salary by 52, and we would see that this person makes $1,081.85 per week. So then if we wanted to know what their paycheck would be if they were paid bi-weekly, because a bi-weekly paycheck happens 26 times in a year, we would divide the yearly salary by 26. And we can see that the bi-weekly paycheck would be $2,163.69. For a monthly salary, we would break that yearly salary up into 12 pieces, which means we would divide it by 12. And a monthly salary would be $4,688. And a semi-monthly salary, so because if you get paid semi-monthly, you get paid 24 times in a year, we would break that salary up into 24 equal paychecks. So if you were paid semi-monthly, your paycheck would be $2,344 twice a month. So what I'd like you to do is pause the video and see if you can finish this table and determine the weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or semi-monthly salary for each yearly salary. Okay, so let's have a look. So if your yearly salary is $34,528, your weekly salary we would divide by 52, and you would get $644. Your bi-weekly salary we would divide by 26, and your paycheck would be $1,328. Your monthly salary we would divide by 12, your paycheck would be $2,877.33. And if you were paid semi-monthly, we would divide by 24, and your paycheck would be $1,438.67. The third column, if you're paid $86,256 a year, your weekly paycheck would be $1,658.77. Your biweekly paycheck would be $3,317.54. Your monthly paycheck would be $7,188, and your semi-monthly paycheck would be $3,594. Finally, if you make $104,847 a year, your weekly paycheck would be $2,016.29. Your biweekly paycheck would be $4,032.58. Your monthly paycheck would be $8,737.25. And your semi-monthly paycheck would be $4,368.63. Okay, so we can use this same skill to help go in the other direction. So for example, if I give you a weekly salary, or a biweekly, or a monthly, or a semi-monthly, we can still fill in this table. So the hint is to start, use what we're given to find the yearly salary, and then solve the other columns the same way we did in the last table. So for example, in the first column, if you make $752.36 a week, how much would you make in a year? So because with weekly, you're paid 52 times in a year, we would just multiply the weekly salary by 52. And you find that you have a yearly salary of $39,122.72. Then we can do that to find the biweekly salary by dividing by 26. So we take that yearly salary, divide by 26. We get $1,504.72. Our monthly salary, we divide by 12, $3,260.23. And our semi-monthly, we divide by 24, $1,630.11. So I want you to now try to fill in the other three columns. So start by finding the yearly salary and then use that to fill in the rest of the columns. Okay, so for the second row there, we have a bi-weekly salary of $1,452.24. So because with a bi-weekly salary, you're paid every 2 weeks, so you're paid 26 times in a year, we would multiply that by 26 to get the yearly salary of $37,758.24. Then we use that yearly total to find the weekly salary by dividing by 52, $726.12. The monthly salary by dividing by 12, $3,146.52. The semi-monthly salary by dividing by 24, $1,573.26. So the next row, we're given the monthly salary of $2,401.36. So if we want to find the yearly salary, because there are 12 months in a year, so you would get that paycheck 12 times, we multiply by 12 for a yearly salary of $28,816.32. To find weekly, we divide by 52, $554.16. Bi-weekly, we divide by 26, $1,108.32. And semi-monthly, we divide by 24, $1,200.68. Finally, we have a semi-monthly paycheck of $1,597.36. So because you would get that 24 times in a year, we would multiply that by 24 to find a yearly salary of $38,336.64. We divide by 52 to get a weekly salary of $737.24. We would divide it by 26 to get a biweekly salary of $1,474.49. And we would divide it by 12 to get a monthly salary of $3,194.72. Okay. So the next type of pay we're going to look at is hourly rate and overtime. So another way to be paid is by hourly rate. Workers are paid for each hour they work. When more than their regular hours, which is usually 40 but not always, are worked, most workers are entitled to be paid overtime for the extra hours. The overtime rate is often time and a half or 1.5 times the original rate, but it might be more. So sometimes you see people are paid double time, which is 2 times your pay rate, triple time, which is 3 times, and so on and so forth. So for example, Allison has a job with the city maintenance crew. She's paid $12.50 an hour and works 8 hours a day for 5 days a week. Find her regular weekly earnings. So first we should determine how many hours she works in a week. So if she works 8 hours a day for 5 days a week, we would just do 8 times 5 for a total of 40 hours in the week. Then, if we know she makes $12.50 an hour and works 40 hours, to find her earnings, we would just do $12.50, which is her hourly rate, times 40, which is her number of hours, to get $500, which are her regular weekly earnings. So when you just have regular hours, we figure out how many hours she works. We multiply the hours by the hourly rate, and we get the regular weekly earnings. Gets a little bit more complicated when Allison works some overtime. So if Allison works more than 40 hours in a week, she's paid overtime for the extra hours. Her overtime rate is time and a half. So it's 1.5 times her regular rate of $12.50 per hour. So 1 week Allison worked 5 hours overtime. Find her total earnings for that week. So when we're dealing with overtime, we start by finding your regular earnings, just like we did in the question before. So her regular earnings, she earns regular $12.50 an hour for the first 40 hours. So we do $12.50 times her regular hours, 40, which would be $500. So before she gets paid any overtime, she works 40 hours and gets paid $500. Then we look at her overtime hours. So we have to figure out first how much she makes an hour for overtime. So we take her regular rate, which is $12.50, and because it's time and a half, we multiply it by 1.5. So when she's working overtime, instead of making $12.50 an hour, she's making $18.75 an hour. So for time and a half, we multiply by 1.5. If it's double time, we'd multiply by 2. Triple time, we'd multiply by 3, and so on and so forth. So in this case, she works time and a half, so we do her regular rate, which is $12.50 an hour, times 1.5. So we see that her overtime earnings are $18.75 an hour. And in the problem, it says she works 5 hours overtime, so we do $18.75 times 5. So her overtime earnings are $93.75. Her total earnings would be her regular earnings, the $500, plus her overtime earnings, the $93.75, for a total of $593.75. So when we're dealing with overtime problems, it's important that we calculate the regular earnings and the overtime earnings separately. So we have to determine how many hours are regular hours and how many hours are overtime hours. So I want you to try this problem and see how it goes. Okay, so Dino is paid $10.95 per hour for a 40-hour week. If he works more than 40 hours, he's paid time and a half. If he works 45 hours, what is his pay for that week? So a regular week is 40 hours. So let's figure out his regular earnings. So it'd be his $10.95 times his 40 hours, which would be $438. So the first 40 hours are regular. It's the other 5 that are overtime. So we have to first figure out his overtime rate. He gets paid time and a half, so we do $10.95 times 1.5, which means when he's getting paid overtime, he's making $16.43 an hour. We said he worked 5 hours overtime for a total of $82.15. So his total earnings would be his regular earnings plus his overtime earnings, which would be $520.15. So I want you to take a break now and try the worksheet that I provided you on wages and overtime, and then come back and continue with the lesson. Okay, so next we're going to talk about piecework. Piecework is another way to earn money. Some workers are paid by piecework. That is, they're paid based on each unit they produce or sell. Earnings may be based on piecework alone or a combination of salary and piecework. So for example, if you work for a company planting trees, sometimes you will be paid per tree that you plant. So they'll send you out there for 8 hours or 10 hours, and you don't get paid by the hour and you don't get paid salary, but for every tree that you plant, for example, you get paid $2. So at the end of the day, the person who planted the most trees gets paid the most, and the person that planted the fewest trees got paid the least. So there's lots of pros and cons to this type of payment. If you're a really hard worker and you can really push yourself to get a lot done, then it's really beneficial because you can make lots of extra money. If you're someone who maybe isn't as hard of a worker, it might not be the best way to go, because if you're not producing enough or selling enough, then you won't make as much money. So let's compare piecework by itself and piecework combined with salary. So look at the two following job offers. So we have Harold's Bicycle Factory. So these two jobs are for assembling bicycles. So at Harold's, you get $20 for every bicycle you assemble. So you walk in, you put together as many bicycles as you can in a day, and for every bicycle you assembled, you get $20. At Carl's Bicycle Factory, you only get $13 for every bicycle you assemble, but you also get $250 a week. So we're going to list the benefits of each. So certainly the benefits for the first one is that you get more money per bicycle. So you're getting $20 per bicycle as opposed to the $13 over at Carl's Bicycle Factory. So for the second job, a benefit might be that you will earn money even if you don't assemble a lot of bicycles. So that $250 weekly salary is beneficial. So which job would you prefer? So there's no right or wrong answer to which job you would prefer. It depends on if you're the type of person who's going to work super hard and you're going to always put in, 200%, and you're going to get as many bicycles done as you can. Maybe you would look at job number one, more money per bicycle. If you're the type of person who really needs at least a small guaranteed income, you can't put it up to chance for how many bicycles you assemble. You need that a little bit of set income, and then the other might be just a bonus. Job two might be there for you. Lots of people need that guaranteed money. Maybe they have a family or certain bills to pay or whatever. So that guaranteed money is certainly a benefit. So there's lots of different options when you're looking at these jobs on which one would be better, and it all depends on the situation you're in. So let's try a few practice problems concerning this work. So Anne-Marie works part-time at a large sports facility selling programs. She's paid by piecework. So she earns $10 per game just for showing up, and $20 for every program she sells. Find Anne-Marie's total earnings when she sells 93 programs in one game. So first we'll figure out how much she earned by selling programs. So if it's 20 cents per program and she sold 93 programs, we would do 20 cents times 93 and see that she earned $18.60 for selling programs. Then we can add on that $10 she got just for showing up to see that she earned a total of $28.60. So I want you to try, there are 3 problems here discussing Ethan. They kind of build on one another. Pause the video, give it a try, and come back and see how you did. Okay, so Ethan builds wood pallets. On Monday he built 300 pallets and is paid 35 cents per pallet. How much money did he earn? So all we're going to do is 300 times the 35 cents to see that he earned $105. So that's just on Monday he earned $105. If Ethan works Monday to Friday and he makes those 300 pallets every day, what are his weekly earnings? So Monday to Friday would be 5 days. So you would take that $105 he earned on Monday and multiply it by 5 to see he earned a total of $525 in a week. Finally, if Ethan works 50 weeks in a year, what are his yearly earnings? So if he makes $525 a week and works 50 weeks in a year, we would just multiply that by 50 to see that he would earn $26,250. So I want you to pause now and go and try the worksheet that I provided you on piecework, and then come back and finish out the lesson. Okay, finally we're going to look at another way to earn money, which is commission. Commission is another way to be paid and is calculated as a percent of sales made. Straight commission means earnings are based on commission alone, and salary plus commission means commission is combined with salary, much like we saw piecework was in the last section. So let's have a look. Marcel sells cars and he earns a commission of 30%. If he sells $120,000 worth of cars in the month of May, what are his monthly earnings? So when it says he earns 30%, it means he earns 30% of his sales. So the money he brought, 30% of the money he brings into the company goes into his pocket. So what we need to determine is, what is 30% of $120,000? So to calculate percent of a number, we convert the percent to a decimal. 30% is just 0.3. Of means multiply. So to find 30% of $120,000, we would multiply 0.30 times 120,000. And we get $36,000. So if he earns a commission of 30% and he makes $120,000 worth of sales, he earns $36,000. So take a second and try this example. Okay, so Fatima earns a salary of $240 in a week plus 6% commission. So she's earning commission plus salary, which again has that added benefit of guaranteed money coming in no matter what your sales are. So the commission is a little bit lower than the example before, but you have a little bit of guaranteed money coming in. So 1 week she sold $3,000 worth of shoes, finding her total earnings. So first we're going to figure out how much money she got on commission. It's the 6% of that $300. So we're looking for 6%, of $3,000, which is 0.06 times 3,000. So her commission is $180. So just for making those $3,000 worth of sales, she pockets $180, but we also need to include the $240 salary she earns. So we would do 180 plus 240 for a total of $420. So her earnings are $420. And that's it. So that's the lesson on earning money. So try the worksheet on commission that I provided, and then try the lesson 4.1 worksheet that is in the package as well.